I want to keep pushing that line to where I get to a point, and I don't know if I ever will in my lifetime, to where nothing makes me uncomfortable anymore.
Everything I've said I'm gonna do, I do. And now you're along for the ride too.
Most people actually complied with that, surprisingly. You know, thinking back now, I'm like, man, what a fool I was to do that. You know, like I could have come a little bit more prepared. But like basically every rookie mistake, right? Then I started realizing like, man, this is very almost like awkward for me. Now there's a lot of reasons that happens. Number one, our society has become so consumed by technology that everybody's like bent over on their phone all day. You know, I look at everybody, I'm 35 now, I look at everybody my age and younger, and everybody's just so caught up in their world. It's like the phone has become the real world to them, and this like is secondary now. It's like it's flipped. So communication skills, the ability to, you know, approach a stranger, and not in an awkward way or elicit any negative emotion out of them, is like a lost art, I've noticed. The average person, when I'm with them now, just for fun, I'm like, hey, go say hi to that person, or go talk to that person. The reactions I get that I see manifest in them is just incredible. Go talk to that stranger. Immediately, you see their body tense up, they get nervous, their palms get sweaty, the heart starts beating, they start like moving frantically. They tell you, oh, what am I gonna say? Like, it's like, dude, relax. I'm just asking you to say hello to somebody. So when I started seeing that and I'm noticing that in myself, I said, okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. Why? Well, let's fast forward down the line. I'm expecting to talk to a homeowner and get them to trust me to sell their asset and make $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. Those are the commissions in LA, by the way. And I want them to trust me, but I can't even be comfortable having a conversation with them. Like, in no world does that one equal the other, right? In my mind, it was like, okay, now I have to become that individual that I see selling those homes, having those conversations, and inspiring confidence out of their client to say, yes, this is my agent. So now the battle became, I need to become that. I need to become that. And real estate and a lot of these old school techniques, because I don't know where everybody's at in this room. I don't know who of you have gone door to door, make calls, or maybe you don't do that at all, that's fine. But the reason I recommend everybody do that, even a little bit, is because to me, that's the #1 form of like personal development and self-help for a human being on this planet, is doing that type of stuff. Because you will literally pull every skeleton out of your closet doing that. The biggest reason people suffer in life that then affects their business and everything else is that. It's all these things that you hide, or things that you don't want to confront, or things that you don't want to face. And a lot of it comes out in how you interact with the world, because that's the portal, that's the vehicle to demonstrate that to you, right? Very quickly, just by looking at somebody walking down the street, I'm sure many of you, even if you're not studied in this stuff at all, you can start making assessments that are pretty accurate about the person. Depending on how a person carries themselves, you know if probably they're confident or not, right? You can see it. If somebody makes eye contact with you or not, how they carry themselves, right? How about their facial muscles? Are they relaxed and smiling, or are they kind of, you know, the eyebrows scrunched together and looking a little upset, right? Not standing straight, big difference. So these are all the little things that if we just sit in our cave and we don't interact with anybody, you're not even aware of that stuff. It's not until I grab you and let's say I'm like a genie and I snap my fingers and we end up like in this like booming club or something, right? And now you don't know anybody. I've walked away from you. Now we see how comfortable you are in an unknown place with unknown people. And I realized right away, I said, this is the land that I need to conquer. And if people conquer this, man, this business becomes easy. Because I want to take away everything from the individual that makes them comfortable, right? We bathe in comfort every day, every day, every day. Even earlier today, right? I'm in Miami now. It's 100 degrees, 100% humidity, 150% humidity every day. I'm not used to being in this weather, so I went out with the t-shirt in the morning. Now, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I'm purposely making myself uncomfortable a little bit. I'm not saying I, was streaking down the street like, yeah, but I don't want to, bring 6 layers and be like a little Eskimo. I don't want to do that. It's like, hey, I'm only going to be out here for a day. Let's push this thing a little bit. So that's become kind of like a mantra for me, and almost like a ritualistic thing that I do in everything, but especially in this business, is I want to keep pushing that line to where I get to a point, and I don't know if I ever will in my lifetime, to where nothing makes me uncomfortable anymore. Like, I want to be able to, like, wouldn't that be a superpower if you really think about it? The fact that I could grab any of you and it's like, hey, let's say we just suddenly manifested that power, right? We got it from a genie. It's like, let's go anywhere. Let's go to Idaho. Let's go to Washington. Let's go to Florida. Let's go into a room, you know, of realtors and meet everybody and network. Then let's then go door to door and get a bunch of clients, like where it's like almost easy and you do these things automatically. Because as I started pulling back, you know, the layers of this thing, I was like, man, we know what we're supposed to do, as an example, every day. We know we're supposed to, if we're on schedule to make calls, make the calls, go door to door, do this, shoot this video, meet this person. We know what we're supposed to do innately. And everybody's been talking about it for years, but why do we not do it? And a lot of times it's us getting in our own way because of things like this, that picking up the phone makes you uncomfortable. Why? Why? Well, you know, I'm calling a stranger and they might yell at me. Okay. Now, let me talk to that individual. Why? Because many times they haven't even made a call yet. It's like, dude, where are you getting these ideas from? Come to me with evidence to say I called 200 people in my town, 100 of them told me to F off, 20 of them hung up on me. Like, give me the raw statistical data to prove your thoughts. Otherwise, it's thought, like being on the phone, versus reality. And so much of that in our lives has been skewed that we'll look at something like real estate and some of these basic activities and we won't do them. And I'm sitting there scratching my head like, dude, you claimed, because all of us did, every single person in this room who got their license made the decision and said, I'm going to get my real estate license. Did we not? Or was anybody have a gun held to their head? Like, you got to get your real estate license or I'm going to blow you away, right? We made that choice. Therefore, we accept any consequence that comes with it. True or true? Yes. So when I got in, of course, it was like staring at Mount Everest. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to, very early learning on, I'm like, I got to make calls, got to go door to door. I'm literally going to have to reinvent, rediscover things about myself and change things that maybe previously I was told you can't change that in order to have success in this business. I have to accept that fact. Because if your whole life, as an example, any of you sitting in here were told, oh, you're just a quiet person. You're not very social. Well, good luck surviving in this business if that's you. See, but the crazy part is we're told that as if it's a characteristic or particular piece of your DNA that can't be overcome. Well, it can be. And actually things in your genes can be overcome too, if you didn't know. It's been proven scientifically. But more than anything, those particular traits that you think you cannot change, you can change. The question is, what are you going to do in order to discover what it's going to take to change that? Because in my mind, when I got into this business and, you know, we do all the business planning, all that fun stuff where you write your goals. If you watch a lot of my older videos on YouTube, right, if we're going to say this is the video, I had, you know, a board probably this big and I wrote a bunch of stuff on there.